Oh, there's no commercial. Here we go.
There we
Hey,
go,
thanks for
Terry.
here we go. I had to wait now. I didn't want to make sure. Thanks for tuning in to Tan TV. Hey, welcome to Out of Bounds with myself, T Rex, and Denise. Today,
Hi.
Maria might stop in, but today we're gonna talk about swingers and more.
That's what Terry did. That's Terry. He used to do that.
Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. you gonna, you gonna get me murdered. anyway, anyway,
that's,
so I don't get
that's what he
murdered.
did. That's what he did back in the day. He was a swinger.
We are going to let that go and go on talk about what we're talking about right now. Uh, I'm waiting for it to come on Facebook. It hasn't came on Facebook yet. But the question that was posed to us, oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, that's
The
cool.
question, that's cool. The question that was brought to us was, help. I'm going to try to read it. It says, hold on. Let me read it real quick. I got to find it.
Oh Lord, here we go with the first grade reading.
Calm down. I'm going to paraphrase it then. I'm going to paraphrase it. If your spouse is a swinger and attends sex parties, having sex, etc., do you think, and you think he works at night, or your wife will just say spouse, will say spouse, not he, and so you find out about it, would you swing with him or would you leave? That is the question. It was a lot more to it, but that was the sum of it right there. So, of course, we had a discussion already about that. What would the ladies do? And I think the ladies said that they would leave. Is that correct? Is that correct, Denise?
Well,
Said
that's what
y'all would
they,
leave.
yeah. Yeah, the lady
now,
said they would leave.
now, just so y'all
Do
know
what?
the real deal, Holyfield. I didn't say that. I said the old Terry probably would have joined in, but the new Terry would have left too because you know
Uh,
it's
no.
not right. It's
Oh
that
my.
that's still considered it's still considered cheating. That is not right. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm just saying that it's not right. That's all I said. It's not right. Now, if you're gonna do it,
What
if you're gonna do it, don't get caught. That's all I can say. That's all I
the
can say.
man
Don't
was
get caught.
saying that the man was saying that the man was saying that it was okay to do that, and that he wanted his spouse. That's what it was, he wanted his spouse to join in, and she wasn't for that. She didn't want to do that. So some of his boys came over, and they said, "Is she in?" And she was like, "In," and she's not, but she's not up to doing that. He's the one that's a
Uh-huh.
swinger. But I'm using, yeah, he wants to swing, but she don't want to swing. And they're trying to
Who?
determine she's trying to determine if she's gonna stay or go.
Well,
And
I mean,
we would say we would go. Hmm.
I don't know what. So, what would everybody do? That's the question. What would people do? Would you stay or would you go? That's the key. The key is would you stay or go? Okay, we are on Facebook now. So, hold on. I got to kill my volume so I can get some comments when they come up. So, the whole thing I'm trying to say is this. Is it wrong if that's his lifestyle? Now the question was, oh, what's up, Cheryl? How you doing? The
Hey,
question
Cheryl.
is, the question is, if you, would you consider that cheating if you found out and he continued to do it? Would that be considered cheating? Because would that
Right.
be cheating? So
To
I'm
me,
waiting for
it's
y'all.
cheating.
So I'm waiting for y'all to chime in on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm trying to get it to work. I'm waiting for it to come up on YouTube. So all I can say is whatever y'all doing, that's what y'all doing. I can't help you. I mean, I'm not going to say it's wrong, it's right, is this, is that. I can't say it because truthfully, it's what you think. Me, uh, I guess the question really be, is it difference before somebody comes on and say anything? Is it difference between the man doing it and the woman doing it? Is there a difference? And I pretty much know what the fellas are gonna say. So Denise, I'm asking you, what do you think the ladies would say until they come on and actually tell us?
I think the ladies would say that yeah, it is cheating. I can't see myself, so if I'm looking crazy, let me know. So I'm froze on this end. But
Okay,
I would say yes, that it is cheating. Uh, Regardless if you're not, if you're just going, you're being with different women, and so that's considered cheating. You got a wife at home, and you having sex and in the sex parties and jacuzzis and all that, and in the different sex rooms and all that. Yeah, that's cheating.
that's cheating. Now,
Here you go.
I'm not making excuses for fellas. I'm just saying, and I'm gonna be. If once, okay, I would agree with you if it was cheating before, then she found out. But if he continued to do it, that's the question. Because the question was, would you join him or leave him? So
Right.
if he continued to do it and you didn't leave him, is it considered cheating then? Because now you know what he's doing.
No, that's on you. I mean, you might as well go ahead and join. But then, I mean, and
Yeah. Well,
and and you said that you're not into it and you don't want to join, but you're still going to let him do what he's doing. I mean, what's the point if you don't like it? Why stay if you
well,
don't like it?
that is true. And my whole thing on that is, first of all, let's just be for real. The average man ain't gonna want to want his woman to join unless he's very, very confident in himself. Because it could happen, and you could lose your spouse. You could lose your spouse. She get to like somebody else, and the next thing you know, uh, that's where you at. So, oh, so I got it on there.
Yeah.
Somebody said Diddy was I'm reading YouTube now. It says yes, it's cheating even if your spouse knows, and then it says yes. Then it says was Diddy was a swinger. Yeah, Diddy was a swinger, but his girl was into it, and supposedly everybody that was there was into it. I don't know. I just think
Yeah.
out here in California, it's a thing that's happening. People into it. I didn't know it was that big back east, but apparently it's back east because everybody's apparently doing it, and definitely the stars. So uh, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. So keep the chats coming on Facebook because I'm there.
Yeah, and I
And
can't see them because I don't know. I'm still frozen on this end.
you still frozen?
Yeah, I may have to go out and come back. I'm still frozen. Usually it goes away, but I'm still frozen.
Well, go on, come back. I ain't going nowhere.
And don't say
But
nothing.
the question is, yeah, that's
Don't say nothing about me when I'm gone either.
I ain't gonna tell nobody you was swinging yesterday.
Yeah, just when I decided to go out, it came back.
Yeah, okay, that's yeah, because yeah, okay, but that's what I'm saying. All I'm gonna say is the truth. I don't know. I'm just gonna say the truth. You ain't, you're not doing it, so it's not that bad. But I'll tell you, if you out there swinging and your girl is swinging, I think you're gonna quit because unless you like super super well endowed, nobody want to get their home wrecked if you know what I mean. So
But this,
let's just call it what it is. Nobody wants to get their home.
but this guy wasn't going. No, this
Go ahead.
person, this person wasn't going to stop.
Well, yeah, he wasn't going to stop.
No. Mm-mm. That's why she was trying to make a decision what she was
So
going to do because he wasn't going to stop. He said that was his lifestyle, and that's what she wanted him to. He wanted her to come over in his lifestyle. He wasn't going to stop.
also he was okay with it.
Yeah, he was
Whew,
okay
that's now
swinging.
that's
She was the one that didn't want to swing.
well. Well, I just think that at least he was honest. At least he wasn't trying to hide it.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought he
he
was trying to
no,
hide
he
it.
was
I
trying to
think.
hide it at first.
Hmm.
She found out. She thought he was going to work every night, and he wasn't,
Mm.
because he was some type of he
Somebody
was a
said,
photographer.
yeah, yeah. Somebody asked, do they use protection? I'm pretty sure they do use protection. I mean, unless they just got a death wish. I mean, apparently at the Diddy place, he just used a lot of baby oil.
Yeah,
Diddy was just using gallons of baby oil. Maybe he wasn't using
that
protection.
baby
I
oil
don't
had
know.
something in
First of all, I wasn't there. Go ahead.
it.
Go
I
ahead,
understand
Denise.
that baby oil had something in it.
Your dad probably did. It probably did. So I don't know. I just think that people need to really understand what's going on and leave it alone because it is kind of dangerous because you don't know what the other person that that you're dealing with, or the group of people you're dealing with are safe. And that's why I agree with that person that asked, do they use condoms? I think they should use condoms. And uh, I think, I'm not for sure. I mean, maybe back when we was in high school and college, they had female condoms where they, I don't know how they work. It was like a mash. I don't know how it works. Back then, who knows? Not too many people was wearing condoms that that were trying to make a baby. So I would think really that people would wear it. So
Yeah, they should be wearing some kind of
that's what I
protection.
because yeah, it's crazy.
That's dangerous. They should be wearing some kind of
It's
protection.
crazy. It's dangerous. It's wrong, and it could cost anything. I mean, what if you accidentally get somebody pregnant that you didn't want to get pregnant?
Yeah.
You know, no.
Then that's a whole
So
nother topic. If you go
or
home
even
and you get somebody
a whole
pregnant,
nother topic.
and that's not your spouse's baby.
But I think okay for the viewers that's watching because I'm just going to ad lib off the question. How do think they got into swinging? Did they just happen to find it on the internet, or did a friend, or what would you think the way that this gentleman that we are discussing, because I think you read the thing, you might know, did he
It was
get involved in it?
it was through his photography.
So he started taking pictures
Yeah.
first, and oh, hmm, I
He
don't
would go
know.
to these
I
parties
mean,
to
I
do
see.
pictures, you know, and I guess take pictures for whoever
Mhm.
wanted them or whatever. And then that's how he got interested. I guess one night he just said, "Well, come on, let's try it." And then I guess he tried, and that's how it happened.
That well, I mean that's probably what happened. I just think that that would be a little bit hard for a brother to just get in there and enjoy it and try to understand where it was coming from. But I just don't. I don't know. Do you think it's I don't want to say a ethnic background? Like when I mean ethnic, I'm talking about when I say colored. I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about the whole spectrum: brown, white, purple, green. Do you think that swinging is most popular in what uh, geographic community,
Mm.
i.e., white, black, whatever? Or do you think it's just a common
I
thing?
think it's a combination. You know,
Well,
um,
that's the equal opportunity then.
yeah, I think it's just a combination of different. I mean, I don't know that one does it any more than the other. It may be, but I don't know the statistics or anything on that. But I just think it's you know, if you just what someone wants to do.
So another question: do you think that will, if a person was involved in that, the couple, that would probably stop cheating because
Right.
They both understand. They both understand they out there, so that there's no argument on cheating or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
I think
So
that would decrease in what you just
that's
said
okay.
about cheating, because they're there, and like you said, they're both doing it, and they know each other's doing it. I
I
think
don't
they
know.
may cut down on that.
So supposedly, this is probably going to sidetrack us a little bit, but supposedly, one of our presidents, the current one, the current one,
Uh-uh.
met his
You're
wife,
stupid.
met his wife at an Epstein party. Said he didn't know Epstein. Then there was a picture of the three of them at the party.
What?
So with that being said, I'm just passing on information. I wasn't there. I'm just passing on information that I saw the picture on I saw the picture on not Instagram. What is it? TikTok, and the picture was really the three of them at that party. So what would that say if you was going to categorize the first lady now, because she's the first lady? I would say, what would you categorize her as, a swinger because she was there, or was she working at the party? If you
I
know
don't
what I
know.
mean.
Was she working or swinging? Did they say?
I think she was working. I'm just saying, I don't know. Like I said, the rumor was she was working, and then he got introduced to her. And I've been saying it on this show, and Denise can vouch for this for forever, that Diddy's going to get released quietly, because I'm sure Diddy got some stuff on head honcho up there in the White House. I'm sure he got some dirt on him, because I'm sure he was at them parties. You know,
I'm sure he
so
was.
anything that
Well,
happened in New York, I'm sure he was part of it, and I can't confirm or deny that, but I'm pretty sure he was there. And because Diddy's been sitting in lockup for a while, ain't nothing happened to him. It's really quiet, and if they had all this evidence by now, they'd have been done.
it's
So
supposed to
they're
be this
holding on.
coming month, ain't it? It's supposed to be May.
We'll see. We'll see. But I just think it's kind of crazy for people to just go out there and do it, and see. Now I joked that if I was young, well, when you younger, I wasn't joking. When you younger and you single, you probably would do some stupid stuff like that. Mature, I think the average person would rather have an affair than cheat. I mean, than go to a swingers club, because they don't want their partner, male or female, to enjoy, enjoy themselves. They just want to try to get their stuff on, if you know what I mean. So I think that's kind of.
Why do
Go
you
ahead.
think if you were young? I mean, why do you think if you were younger you would be a swinger? I mean, I don't know why.
Because when you're young, as a young male, I mean, you're looking for it. I mean, and if you could go to a bar or a club, it's there. You ain't
Yeah.
gotta look for it. You ain't gotta look for it. I mean, let's women, y'all know, Denise, you know, and I know, and everybody knows that as a young person, men are more
Yeah.
hornier than women.
Hmm.
So I'm sure there's probably, when you go to a swingers club, there's probably more men than women, unless
Hmm.
they monitor it and keep it, like couples, or
Yeah.
so many singles can come in. I have no idea. I'm just coming off the top of my head, but that's what I would think it is. So I don't know. I'm just surprised we haven't got any comments yet from,
I know.
from
I
the
don't see
peanut
any.
from the peanut gallery tearing me up. So, but we didn't get a chance. I want to apologize too if you are watching. We didn't get a chance to put a flyer up. Uh, our producer's not feeling too well, so she's incognito, so she's not feeling too hot. So we had to. We knew the topic. Denise them came to the topic earlier, but we just didn't get a chance to get it out. So I try to get something on Facebook so people will see, but it was too
Do we? Don't,
late.
I'm on Facebook. We don't have anything.
I don't have anything. If I see us, I don't have anything on here. No comments. Normally, I get a ton of comments, and
Who's
but
on tonight?
I don't see nobody on. I just see I got 3 hits from Tan TV. Do they use protection? And was Diddy a swinger? And yes, if your spouse is, and you know you would stay. That's what I got. So we're just gonna keep going. I'm sure. I mean, it's by the time they realize it, we'll be almost done. But
Yeah.
uh, I was just apologizing for that because normally we get it out early, and if you're watching this later on in the week and you didn't get a chance to get your comments on, I apologize because we did. Like I said, she became ill really quick, so we didn't have a chance to get everything done and get everything out. So, and I kind of blame myself. I dropped the ball, but by the time I found out she was not feeling well, it was too late.
Yeah.
So we should have sent Maria over to her house and drugged
Yeah.
her up and drugged her up. But now we're gonna go to the real nasty stuff right here. I'm telling you, I'm real nasty, real nasty. So you go into the swingers club with your woman or your husband, and you see them doing something that you did not know they did. That's when you're gonna have issues. Would you agree or disagree, Denise?
Did you see the other people doing stuff that you didn't know they were going to be doing?
Your significant other doing stuff that you
Oh,
didn't know. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be a problem.
You
'Cause-
know, I,
yeah.
I think it would hurt a man more than it would hurt a woman.
Why do you say that?
Well, because if she's uh, hanging out with somebody that looked like he could play golf by himself, if you know what I mean, and well endowed, we'll say it the legal way, well endowed, and she's doing everything that you want her to do with him, but not with you. I think it would shatter your ego. I'm just saying, as a man, it would shatter your ego. It would shatter your ego because that's apparently what a man is judged by is is
Yeah.
is is the length of his who. And so I don't know why you get.
You got,
Oh, I have some
yeah,
comments
what's
on
on
my
your
page. Let me
uh-huh.
go to it then. I don't see it. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to it now.
But I'll talk while you're going. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I might get a little jealous if I walked and saw my man um doing,
You,
the dude with the woman. Um, look like he's enjoying it and maybe doing a little extra.
or you know what I am? I do have a lot of comments on there. All right, so I'm gonna go back something. D, hold up. Jennifer
Okay.
said, "I think it's cheating." Felicia said, "Hello," and I
Hey
think it's
y'all.
more. Felicia said she think that more white people have are swingers than black people. My cousin Ray said it's a lack of true intimacy. My cousin Timmy said, "Cuz that's some freaky shit a lot of people do to get enough. First is your ladies a Christmas ornament, a hoe." Felicia said, "I'm just going back to all of them." Felicia said, I don't consider it as cheating if both partners okay." Well, Felicia said that. And then my frat brother Kamal said, "Yo." And then Ray said, "Why would you want to share?" Blah. That's the key. See, Ray was right on it. I think fellas like to be ahead of the game, and that's some information that women should know. And the reason why I said women should know is if you think your man is doing something, let him think you doing something, and then maybe he'll straighten up because nobody wants to. Every man wants to have more than one woman, but every man don't want his woman to have but just one man.
That's
That
correct.
is that's the honest truth. That's
Yes,
the
that's
honest truth.
correct.
Because
Yeah, that is true.
in
But
society messes up, Denise. Society be saying, well, if you're a man and you do it, you're a player. But if you're a woman, you're despicable. And
that's
I don't
right.
understand. I don't understand why. But if it's both, not even it's still the same thing. Either you both are a player and a lover, or both are despicable. But because
Hmm.
it's a man's world, they change the rules. And
That's true. That
I
woman
don't.
is, yeah, it's considered a whore and all that, and
Mhm.
and all kind of names and different things. But if a man does it, it's little it's
And
stigma.
I think that's wrong. We all know that that's called male chauvinist, and and I don't. First of all, I don't think that's we should treat women like that. I mean, like I said before, I was a bad young man. When you grow up, you grow up. I guess because I got daughters and granddaughters, it kind of changed your outlook of life. So if I can spare you from your agony later in life, don't do it. Don't go out there and I'm not talking about swinger
Hmm.
clubs. I don't want to get there. I ain't been there, so. But we did have a club. We did have a club out here in San Diego called. I only gonna say its name because that. And a lot of the sailors would go out there and do things, and I was just afraid if I went, you might get, you go to the bathroom and some dude there because they said in the bathroom, you go in the bathroom, was a hole in the stall. You just stick your willy in the hole. You don't know who on the other side. Could it be dude that had you?
Oh
Yes,
my.
yes. I'm just telling you. And that was a sex club. And I'm saying, fellas, why y'all going in there? Because 9 times out of 10, that's not enough. That's not a woman in that stall over there. So when you stick your
Yeah,
willy in that
right,
stall,
right.
don't sit there and lie to me talking about, oh my God, I didn't know it was a man. That's crap. That's 9 out of 10 times it's a dude over there. And the same thing with the nudist beach. They got a nudist beach out here called Black's Beach. And I think the women are more comfortable being naked. As a man, if I was going to go, I wouldn't be comfortable because it's not the problem the women checking you out. It's the problem that the dudes checking you out.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
and then again, I'm not homophobic. I'm not telling that these guys are bad. That's their sex preference. And if a person has that sex preference and you are attracted and you both communicating is okay, that's okay. But if just like with a woman, if a man wants a woman and she says no, no is no. Period. It's not a
Hmm.
maybe. It's not let's talk about it. It means no. And the same thing goes if it's a woman and a woman or a man and a woman or a man and a man. However, it's just wrong. So, but yeah, they have a club out here that they do that stuff. And my guys on my submarine used to tell me about it, and they used to go, and I was like, dude, don't you think that's somebody that's a dude over there? And they was like, oh, well, you never look. Ooh, just the idea
Uh-uh.
that it could be. So I
Right.
mean, those are the kind of things that happens when you go to a swinger club. I mean, you know, and I say this to the, I don't want to be rude. What we call them, Denise, the LGBTQ whatever.
Yeah, LGBT
It's a whole
community.
bunch of them letters that we
Yeah,
just. I'm not being
LGBT.
rude. We'll just call them the alphabet letters. If you go
We
in there
always
and
get it
you,
mixed up. Yeah,
yeah, and if you
yeah.
go in there and you're at a swinger party and you was a dude and now you a chick, don't be offended if somebody don't want to be with you, and vice versa. If well, I guess if you go in there as a man and you was a chick, I'm sure you probably got a pretty nice size prostate. So I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, I'm not condoning whatever your sexual preferences is. I'm just saying you should have boundaries to protect the other person. So and that goes for especially men with your woman or a female. And if you mess around, try to hit on a grown dude, and he say no, he might whoop you.
That's right.
So you might want to slow down on that. But that swinging stuff is kind of crazy. Now I asked, and the people that I spoke to said they would leave. And even though most of them were women, uh, I don't think I got the only guy that said he wouldn't leave if their marriage was really nothing. You know what I mean? Like there ain't no sex happening. He would go because if at least he getting some and she getting some and they happy. But other than that, I would say 99.9% of the other people I spoke to said they wouldn't do it. Now that's because they were mature and they were all married. But if they were single and young, somebody we got to be doing these parties. I don't know. Obviously, homeboy was taking photos at the party. So,
Yeah.
okay, but why would you take photos at the party? Who who's buying the photos?
Well, I'm sure some of them may be like at the Diddy's party. They were taking pictures and different things. He was videoing it. Maybe the person that owned it wanted pictures or something or videos or whatever. You know, uh, that a lot of that's why now with that Diddy thing. A lot of it's why it's blackmailing because there's so many people there that you know. Now you got videos, and that's you. Yeah, that's me. You know.
And that's, as we stated earlier, that's probably why Diddy ain't in prison yet because he got
Yeah,
some pictures of somebody. I
yeah,
mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. I mean, I get the. Ray said. Ray said it takes a lot to truly please one woman at a time. Yeah, I agree with you. Especially if you're really trying to please her. If you just there for you, nah, it takes 10 minutes at the most. But if you're trying to please a woman, like Ray said, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because first you got to wine and dine. I mean, I ain't talking about take them out, buy them nothing. You gotta snuggle up, do all the good things you got to do to get her in the mood. And then once you get her in the mood, you can't half step. You got to take it all away. You got to give her what she wants to make her happy. So,
yeah.
Ray, you're 100% correct. I agree with you. It takes a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of patience and intimacy to please a woman. Now, if you just banging away, well, and I think but I also think the intimacy comes with the relationship. There's no
Right.
relationship. It's not no intimacy. If it's no relationship, ladies, all you're getting is and it's over.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's you're right. That's totally different. Cause
so, that's what I think. But whew, I think that as we as people, we first of all we should be honest with your mate and let them know that's what you want to do because
right.
the last thing you want is to find out from someone else or accidentally. Like you said, friends came over talking about, oh, is she partying with us? And he says, no, she's not into that. Then now he's like, got to explain to her what he's talking about. You know,
Right. Like, what are you talking into? What what you
and
do at night? You supposed to be working. You
and
know.
I think a woman that goes to those things have to be pretty secure with herself because you got to think, that they just there to do. They're not there for a relationship. And so I think I'm not going to call the woman that these women that go to these places bad women. I'm not. Their husband could have some kind of problem that can't perform, and that way that helps them solve their problem without actually being in another relationship. I can respect that. I can
But what
also
if it does turn into a relationship?
if it turns into a relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Say for instance, you go there, you keep going there, and you just all the same time you want this one man keeps going there or one female keeps going there, and that's the person you want to be with every time, and because you're developing feelings for that person.
Or
What do you think?
well, then that's intimacy, and I think if you once feelings if once it's just not physical, I believe it's if it's just it becomes emotional. I I would tell that person if that person is making them happy, and when they go to the party, they going just to see that other person. That's really a date. They just different. It's not like we would go to a club or to dinner. They just go to the swinger party. So it's a date. And if he or she is waiting on the other one to walk in, and then they do their business. Some people are just explicit word, exhibition. I can't say. What is it, Denise, when you want to do it and people can see you?
Exhibition.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. I think that's what some people like that. Doing it
Yeah.
on the balcony in the daylight.
Yeah. There. Yeah. Yeah. But some people say, "Well, I'm gonna go to these things. I'm gonna go to these clubs, swingers clubs, and da da da." And I'm not gonna develop feelings. I'm just going to have fun. I'm not gonna develop feelings for no one there because everybody's there doing the same thing and da da. But sometimes, it turns into that,
Sometimes when
especially with a female.
well, because y'all very emotional creatures.
Right.
Y'all, so yeah, I can see it happening to a woman. What up, E? My nephew's watching. What up, E? I can
Hey,
see it happening. I can see it happening. I can honestly see some woman, single or married, going in there
yeah.
and and it happens because I think somebody, when I was talking about this the other day, somebody told me it did happen, that they were couples, the couple was swinging, and the wife met somebody and ended up divorcing her husband to be with him. So
Mm,
that does happen. I just thought about that. I was having that discussion with a couple of friends, and that's what they told me. So yeah, that
mhm.
happens. What would you do? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. If you both was going, you just need to,
And you started, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and move on
You
and
should
move
not
on.
started though. You should have been careful what was going on.
Yeah, yeah. I see your pops is here too. I talked to Ray. I saw him was there too. I saw him. So I'm just saying. I mean, that would be the difference in if something like that was to happen, if a woman would fall in love. I don't know. He said it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it happens. It
Yeah,
does happen. It does
mhm.
happen. And
Yeah, it happened.
so and 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna, as a fella, I'm gonna tell you, when your woman decides she's gonna leave, you're not gonna get her back. You're not. She's gone. She's gone. When a woman puts her mind up that she is gone, she is gone. And it's nothing you or anybody else can do. Because we as men, we'll bag and lie and stay in a situation. When a woman's fed up, she's gone. So
Yeah,
if your girl,
till you get to that limit.
if your girl's chilling at a swingers party and homeboy walk by and he's swinging, if you know what I mean, like John Holmes or some damn body, and she want to try that out, bro, you might as well just let her have him. He can have her
You said, let it go, let it
because that
go.
tunnel gonna be too long for you arrive. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that tunnel's gonna be a long ride. And it's the truth. It's 100% the truth. I mean, and as a man that is shared, I can tell you right now, if that happened to me, it was shared in my ego. And I got a pretty strong ego. But I think, if you lose your woman at a swinger party, for one reason only, it was sex, and your sex wasn't no good. It could be your oral sex wasn't
Yeah,
no good, or your regular sex wasn't no good. So, or
yeah.
your kinkiness wasn't that good. So I don't know. But what happens? This is a question. What happens if your spouse leaves you for another person of the same sex?
Wow. Yeah.
Hmm,
Mm.
that's the twist. We could
That's
all live with,
yeah.
yeah, we can live with leaving for another opposite sex, but the same sex. What's up, Michelle? She's watching. Michelle's watching.
Hey, Michelle. Yeah,
What?
that's
That's a
something.
good one. Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Now you could either
Mm.
do one or two things. As the odd one out, you can either agree to live together as a threesome,
Mm-hmm.
or that's about all you can agree on, or
Ah,
leave. That's it.
or leave, right.
That's all
Ooh,
you can agree on. That's all you agree on because
yeah,
hey,
that
I don't
happens
know.
too. That
I'm sure
happens
it
too.
does. I'm sure it does. I mean, yeah.
That happens. I know that happens
my
because
my
I
nephew.
know this
You go ahead.
this couple that had invited a third person into their relationship, marriage,
Mhm.
and they end up divorcing because the person got involved with the other person.
Well, it
So
happens.
yeah, got feelings for the other person, and yeah, like then they end up in a divorce. So
My
you need to
nephew.
be careful when you're inviting other people into your relationship.
As fellas, I would say you know don't be gay, but check out his package. Make sure he got a. You don't want him to come in there looking like John Holmes. But my nephew said devastating. He said game is really weak. Then your game is weak. His game is weak. Your
Yeah,
woman, if your woman leave you for another man, you might be able to get to it. But if she leaves you for a woman, or your man leaves for another man and you a woman, you got to really check. You got to recheck it. Is sex is this is what my cousin son E's dad said. Ray said, "Is sex so important 24/7? What happens after the sex act?" That's a good question. Maybe you go home then and take a nap, Ray.
yeah.
Especially Ray at our age, that's what we do. we we can be at home all day and get up and do sleep the rest of the day because you old. So, but yeah, is sex that important to? Is it that important to people? I mean, I think sex is
Sometimes
the
I
glue.
guess so. Some people are nymphos.
Yeah, but don't you think sex is just in a relationship, not the swingers club, just in a relationship? Do you think sex is just the glue that keeps the relationship together, the intimacy that keeps the relationship together?
I don't think it's the glue, but I think it's part of the glue.
Okay, okay. Because I mean, because you got to have some. If you're in a relationship, this is just my opinion. Denise, tell me if you don't, if you disagree or agree. You need that kind of you need intimacy. Everybody intimacy doesn't be sex. It could be a kiss, it could be a
Yeah.
hug, it could be
Hmm.
reassurance or something like that. You think everybody needs that too?
Yes, I do. That's part of a relationship. You want that intimacy. You want to care about the person. You want to hug, a touch, a kiss on the forehead, a snuggle. Snuggle. You
Mhm.
know, things like that. You just don't want to just go and say, just have sex. Just to be having sex.
Oh, now I got a question for you because I watch these videos all the time trying to come up with topics, and I see these videos of the woman she's doing something in the house, and the guy always comes, the husband or boyfriend comes by, taps her on the butt, and then she's always complaining, and then he does it. Say we'll say he does it 5 times, and then finally he decides to quit. And when he walks past her, she gets upset because he don't do it. Now, in reality, I can see that happening because now they think that you might have moved on or don't want to
There's
be with
something
that
going
person.
on.
Yeah,
Mm.
something going on. But that's just funny because I find it funny. Uh, I don't know. Do you think
Yeah.
who do you think attends these parties as a age as do you think it's more young people or more middle aged or more mature?
I think middle aged to older.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I think most of it's probably married people.
Yeah, I do that too.
I think it's married
Yeah.
people looking for that thrill, and then they find that thrill, and it incites them, and they want more, so they go and go and go. And plus, it may give them the freedom in their relationship and the intimacy in their relationship that they're not getting from their partner.
Yeah.
That is possible. Maybe they need to communicate that with your partner. I don't know if sex therapy is any good because it's really they just talking to you about it. You
Yeah.
go there see a psychiatrist, just talk to you about your sexual problems, and you know. My biggest question when I go in, and when I go to the VA and I talk to them, I ask them, "Do you have a problem?" It's-
Uh,
because I wanted to be a drug and alcohol counselor when I retired from the Navy, And the guy told me when I went for the interview, you have to have a drug or alcohol problem to be a counselor. And I didn't
Yeah,
understand him. And then he kept saying, you do, because how are you going to understand how they feel if you never felt that way?
that's true.
That's true. So
I
when I
can see
talk to
that.
psychiatrists, I ask them. So my biggest question, if I had to go see a sex therapist, I would ask them the same thing. How would you know? Have you been in this situation? I want you to tell me your experience, not just hear my experience, and then you give me your opinion of what I should do, because
Right.
that's not
Yeah,
fair.
that's true. You need to have some. It should be like you need to have some kind of idea of how the person's feeling. This, as far as that, what type of situation they've been in. If you've been in that type of situation, you know.
So would you go to your minister and talk about that? I think of one minister I can talk to about that, and you know him. You know who I'm talking about. My
Yeah,
frat brother.
I think I could talk to my minister about it.
I don't think I could
Yeah,
talk
but
about it.
you got to have that type of relationship with your minister,
Yeah,
though.
that's why I said I could talk to that one. I don't
Yeah,
think I. Well, maybe because I got a lot of other good frat brothers that just became a minister a couple of years ago, and then the one we know, and two more. So yeah, I think I could talk.
you got
Ray
to feel
said real talk.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to feel comfortable with that minister.
yeah,
You know. Yeah. I think if
because
you feel comfortable with your minister, you should be able to do that. Like I
because that's
said,
who
I
they tell
wouldn't
you
have
to
any
talk
problem
to.
talking to my minister about it.
Because that's who they tell you to talk to, right? They tell you. I mean,
Hmm.
that's what he's there for. He's going to counsel you, not just as you know. He's there to save your relationship and your soul. So that'll be a great person to talk to. But my
Yeah.
question is, I other than the ones that I know, I don't think I could do it. My nephews, I think my nephew Ray you need to talk to Devon. I think he said he's probably doing it also.
And sometimes the ministers are swingers. Yeah, that's
Listen
true
to
too.
this. What you're gonna love this part, right? He said, "You know that all ministers in our frat are wild."
Yeah.
So, woo, woo,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's sometimes the ministers are swingers.
yeah,
Somebody
ministers
wrote
are.
sometimes the ministers are swingers.
He said ex
Mhm.
Reverend Ike, or the one that was who was the other one? T.D. Jakes or whatever that got caught busted not too long ago. Not T. Is it
TDJ.
T.D. Jakes? Yeah.
TDJ. Mhm.
So all
He
I
been
can.
at the pity. He was at the pity parties.
he said, boy, he set himself up bad. You know, as a reverend, you can't do in places like that because you know everybody, especially if you're I mean, if you like a little guy from the little city outside the city and you come in and you want to get your little groove on, but nobody don't know you, yeah. But when you a big time name person, you can't do
Hmm.
that. You can't do that. You can
Hmm.
walk in there because you know, unless I don't know, unless they checking cell phones, which obviously they wouldn't because there was a lot of videos going on in there.
Gives our videos.
So I just say, hey, woof. But yeah, that's what my question would be. I think if it was me, and I would probably talk to an older guy that I knew that was had that situation, so that he
Hmm.
could tell me as a young man, or either as a senior young man, because there's seniors to us, and there's so if it was somebody older than me who was giving me counsel, that he said he had been there and done that, I think for there I could take that respect and move on and try to learn from that because that's the whole thing. I mean, I'm not saying being a swinger is a, bad thing or something's wrong with your mind or nothing. I was just asking the question, if you want to stop swinging or if your partner's swinging, who do you go to? A marriage counselor? 9 times out of 10, marriage counselors ain't got problems.
Mm.
They ain't got no
See?
problems. They just give you what they believe. And if you
Mhm.
if you banking on what you believe, you know, you probably listen to Donald Trump tell you stuff.
Oh God.
I'm gonna
You
look.
don't
If
need to,
you really
you don't need
believe,
to
if you
see
believe
Trump.
he is. Oh, Girl, he's everywhere now. Do you he first of all, I'm gonna put this out. Everybody in America. What's up, Nuke? I'm sorry. What's up, Kevin? It's my cousin. I thought it was my Nuke brother. But what's up, Kevin? That's my cousin
Hey,
in
Kevin.
Atlanta. If y'all know that how y'all understand, everybody had high school history. So you know how dictators and all that stuff operate and how they became in power. If you're not watching what's going on, that he is taking it straight out of the book. Pick a weak person who can a weak set of people who cannot defend themselves. Get everybody turned against them. And then the next thing he does is he goes out and then he picks on another weak group. And pretty soon he got all the weak groups gone. And if you want to stay,
Hmm.
you have to abide by his rules. Could you imagine if what you call him dump trunk? What you call him, Denise?
T-Rock.
T Rump. If T Rump was a dictator, he wanted your woman. Ooh, God,
Oh, wow.
Ooh, God, then you got to take
Mm-mm.
her back. No,
Mm-mm.
keep her. You know, but on a serious note, think about that because every time you say it's okay for him to do what he's doing to the universities, to all this stuff, I want y'all to know it's possible. It's very possible that he's going to start doing it to us, the American citizens, the one that, right now, everybody's so afraid you got to carry a passport with you or out here. I don't know, Denise, do you have a real ID in Tennessee?
I don't. Yeah, we got to get. Yeah, we have to get. Yeah, we have to get. Yeah.
Now my question is, do you know, and does anybody know that's listening before we have to get off here, does a real ID work in place of a passport? Because
I thought it did.
you think I carry my
I'm not
military
for
ID, and
sure.
somebody told me your military ID don't count. It counts as a real ID, but if like
Yeah, but it don't
ICE
count as a
pulls you over,
passport. It may not. I don't know. I'm not for
so
sure on that. That's a good question.
that's a question that everybody should get an answer to. And if you need to get a real ID or carry your passport, uh, you might want to do that. I don't
But
like
they said
carrying my passport.
you can use your passport to get the real ID.
Okay, so Devon said no. Know what, Devon? Know that. Just say yes or no to this question. It's not a real ID, or no to carrying your passport. So it's weird. It's
Yeah, I know
weird
you. That's one of the things you can have. They
so
say a passport.
because everybody knows somebody, that one person that's going through uh, this situation where we're faced to now, where their ICE grabbed you off the street like that poor lady, that poor student. No to carry a PP. Okay,
What did it
personal
say?
ID. No to carrying a person. I think that's personal ID. Is that what you're saying, or carrying a? I don't know, but whatever it is, you got to carry your papers with you. That's dangerous. Only in international. He said only in international travels. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, if you're brown, you better have it, and pretty soon, when you're black, you better have it, and then pretty soon, if you're white and you associate with black or brown, you better have it because he's coming for everybody. Right
Yep.
now, he's just picking on the ones that can't fight back. Passport. That's what he's talking about. Passport. So that's all I can say. Do not get caught slipping and end up in trouble. And if you are a legalized citizen, don't. In order to fly, you have to have your real ID. Your real ID has a gold star on it. That's
Yeah, it
what
has a
somebody
gold
said.
star on it. That's what they're putting on the license. It's a gold star.
I keep telling I know I'm retired. I have an ID, but I think I'm gonna get me a real ID so I can have both. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Not that it's going to stop him from selling somebody like me to El Salvador. I don't think anything. If he can send some people, American citizens, without having committed a crime to go, then you are done.
And it's supposed to be updated by May 7th. Yeah,
Oh, you got to have it by
I
May
need to get
7th.
mine done. I haven't got mine done either.
Well, I know I can go to DMV and just walk in there and show my ID card, and they'll take the picture. But you know, I guess I better get on that. The May 7th is coming real fast. That's week after next.
Yeah.
So yeah. If you don't have one, get one, please, uh, so that you don't get caught up in this. And then again, pay attention to the news, everybody. I know y'all be saying y'all don't like
You
talk
can look
about
on
what's
your
going,
ID. You should
huh?
have it already.
Oh well, I got my ID. I have. Well, I was going there. I when I was down there, I was told that I could, but I never got it.
Is
But
the
I'm gonna.
gold star on your license?
I don't have my wallet in here with me.
Oh,
I have to check. I doubt it. I doubt it. But I'll go. I'll go. I'm going to go get one. So they want my
it'll be a
license and
gold star up in the corner.
so I'll check that when I get done. But okay, all right, y'all. I'm sorry we got started a little late, and like I said earlier, the producer's not feeling well, so we'll do that. And then Ray said it's only by appointment, so I guess I better roll through there Tuesday
Yeah,
and
they said something about appointment.
get an appointment and get it done. But we'll figure it out somehow. I get it done because that's the only way to do it. So you got to have one. You can't get it after. Can you still get it after May 7th? Anybody? That's
Well,
the
I'm sure
question.
everybody's not gonna have theirs on May 7th. You know that.
Okay, so I'm sure you can still get one. Well, Denise, we got about 3 minutes left. Let's say our goodbyes so we can get out of here and let
Well,
our. He said,
I guess. Um, Thanks everybody for watching tonight. Um, you keep Ingrid in your prayers, our producer in your prayers, and everything. Also tomorrow, is your Kappa brother's funeral, Tyrone Dunn.
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I'll be attending that tomorrow. So keep that family in your
yeah,
prayers.
for sure.
And thanks everyone for watching. Have a blessed week. Stay safe and come back next week. I'm sure we'll have something juicy.
I hope so. Somebody said before I say my goodbyes, there has that it has to be updated every 10 years.
Now they have been updating them for the
Oh, they've
past
been
10
updated.
years.
Oh, they've been updated. Okay, I haven't passed. I was trying to read too, and my nephew said he just you just can't fly with it. So I don't know what's going on in this world. I don't know. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in to TAN TV, the African American Network. We have a local feel with a global reach. Thanks for watching Out of Bounds with myself, me, T Rex, and of course, my feisty college cohort, best friend, crazy woman with a dog that'll bite you know where, Denise. Next week, we hope Maria will be with us. And if you guys anytime want to
Yes,
come on and talk about
Marie.
some of our topics, let us know. Hit me up on Facebook, and then I'll get your information and send it off to our producer. Hopefully, she'll be coming back soon. But I think she probably gonna need another week or two off.
Yeah.
So I hope that happens and she's healthy and everything's good in her life. And with that said, thanks for watching. Tonight we was blessed to have the owner of the station
Yeah.
as our producer,
Miss Laura.
Miss Laura, and she's a wonderful person. And I want you to know if you have the time, they have some just Google Tan TV. And she said hey to everybody and look and see what it costs to join. Join it. It's a good cause. And watch the shows. Like I said before, my best friend from junior high is also on there. So watch it, subscribe to it, and let everybody know that good things are coming to it. It's getting bigger. Now they got their own station in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So one day we can go to San Antonio. We all can be on the stage at one time.
Fun.
So with that being said, peace to everybody. Miss
Bye.
Laura,
Thank you,
when
Miss
you ready,
Laura.
please take us away. Bye, Miss